This is Subramaniam Shankaran. The one of the most prominent positions that is coming up in every organization is to have an chief AI officer. Okay, the how the information security we have CISO for data protection. Okay, we actually have a DPO. Okay, now after 2022, the proliferation of AI applications or the AI adaptation, okay, with the organizations have been multifold. Okay, there are countries that have adopted to the maximum. The UAE stands the first. Now, this adaptation is something which is really required for the to be on the competitive world. Okay, and it has a competitive advantage. To control all this, we need to have an chief AI officer. Okay, as a part of the organization who understands AI, who understands the business as well. Okay, let's have a look at the business case. Why do you want to have a chief AI officer? Okay, now what is the business case? Why do you want to have something as a business case? Okay, I'm proposing to the management to have a project. The management asked me, okay, why should we give you the money to run the project? So I need to have a justification. Okay, for what the advantage that the project is going to have for the organization. Similarly, what is the advantage of having a chief AI officer of the organization? Okay. So in my classes, I say six things. Okay. One is increasing the benefits, reducing the cost, increasing the quality, reducing the risk, increasing the scope, and reducing the timeline. VCQRST. VCQRST are the six improvement that you can actually look out for any of the ISO or any of the management system. The chief AI officer will definitely look into it. Okay. So what is it? Why do we want to have a chief AI officer within the organization? Business case for having a CIO. Okay, transition has transitioned from a trend rule to a structural necessity. Okay, like how you need to have a data protection officer to control, not to control, to implement data protection in the organization and to control and face the regulatory audits. Okay, or ISO 27701 audits. We need to have a chief AI officer. Okay, who will actually implement AI in the organization. He will take the organization through an AI transformation. He will have a clear cut AI roadmap. Okay, he is going to implement that. Okay, again, he is going to increase the benefits, reducing the cost, increase the quality, reduce the risk, increase the scope, and reduce the timelines by implementing AI. AI. Okay, that's what he's actually going to do, and he's going to do all these things with an alignment to the strategic direction of the organization. Okay, he's actually going to help you. Okay, so we'll touch upon the step one, step two, and step three on what he's actually going to do. He need to do an orchestration, AI orchestration. There is a problem in the organization called as AI sprawl. Okay, AI sprawl is not a new term; it has come from cloud sprawl. It's a uncontrolled proliferation of AI application within the organization. Okay, every vertical will go for their own AI adaptation. There is no centralized structure to control them, to educate them. There is no center of excellence. Okay, in the organization. This means that see every AI, in every initiative in IT. Okay, I'm not saying AI. Every initiative in IT will have a positivity and negativity, like two sides of the same coin. So it is like, if you're going to go for an AI adaptation, okay, in a silo, okay, so it's going to be an decentralized, okay. It might also involve a lot of vulnerabilities, okay, if there is no center of excellence to guide you, okay, in the roadmap. Okay, we need to be extremely careful. That's what AI officer is going to help you with. Governance and complaints. Now, as of now, the European Union AI Act, okay, and the SADA are the only regulatory complaints that are available in the world. And 42001 is a voluntary complaint that is available for AI. And we have NASD AI RMF, okay, which is a framework, okay, risk management framework. It is that is not a regulatory complaint. So, okay, if you want, you can actually follow it. If you don't want, you need not follow it. Following the frameworks, ISO 42001, AI RMF was always best because it's like the inputs have been given or collected from various organizations and the scholars, etc. Okay, it's like practicing the best practices or adhering to the best practices. And European Union AI Act is a regulatory compliance. You don't follow with it, then there's a penalty. 7% of the global GDP or 35 billion euros is what they say, depending upon what sort of an is it unacceptable risk, high risk, limited risk, okay, or minimal risk, whatever it is. Okay. Monetization. AI officer is going to make okay the organization from saving the cost to cost generation. Okay, so penny saved is penny earned. Okay, rupee saved is rupee earned, whatever it is. Okay, but he's going to bring in a lot of revenues to the organization. Okay, because of his foresightedness or strategy. Okay, so we need to have AI officer to control the proliferation of AI applications so that the vulnerabilities are kept at the bay. We need him, okay, to help us with the governance and complaints. We need him, okay, to generate the revenues for the organization, also to save the money in the organization. Responsibilities and ROI. So risk management, okay. So European Union AI Act is a risk management, is a risk-based governance framework anyway. If your application is used by anybody in the European Union, and after summer 2026, the UK is also coming up with the AI Act, okay, or if it's going to be used by the people in Britain, okay, the UK, okay, you need to comply with the regulation, okay. So the AI officer will help you with that. He is well versed in AI, okay. The concept should be at least, and he's going to help you with the risk management framework, okay, the govern, map, measure and manage. Okay, so he's going to help you with that. Operational efficiency, scaling the agentic workflow across the back office. Okay, automation. Okay, there are three ways. Okay, the three-step approach is what we actually say for implementing an AI within the organization. First is support the existing organization, augment the existing organization with the Gen AI tools. Okay, so that Gen AI tools, so that it increases their efficiency. Okay, next, speak to them to understand their pain points, and then you implement okay, AI to ensure that these pain points or boring tasks are all eliminated. Okay, then you can go for making a profit. First is, okay, you build a very strong foundation within the organization. AI literacy, okay, managing the cultural change, etc., is something with the CIO has to manage anyway. Okay, then first is augmenting the existing departments with Gen AI tools, then understanding the pain points, okay, automating the boring tasks, then go for making a profit to the organization. So that by this time, your organization is also supportive to you. They understand that there's no job displacement. You're actually going to support them. Okay, policy and ethics and talent and strategy. So policy and ethics implement an AI ethics board. Okay, ethicist is a new role that is coming up in AI. Okay, so you cannot ideally, you should not be developing an AI application or use the AI application to cause a harm to the society, organization, and the individual. Okay. The talent strategy, it's very rare to find the talent, okay, with respect to the artificial intelligence. Now, we have the training on data engineering where we train the people on Python, okay, and we scale them up. We give them 3 or 4 projects so that they can get the best of the job opportunities. Finding the AI talent is scarce now, but in the future it might not be that case. But the AI officer has to identify the right resources to work for the organization. Okay. Cost of inaction. Okay. The AI officer is going to support you with all this. Okay. But what if, okay, he is not there? Okay. Shadow AI. Now, the AI sprawl will also result in what is called as unauthorized use of AI models, AI dataset. Unauthorized use of AI dataset is a huge problem. Okay, if you're going to go for a Gen AI tool and the data set is unauthorized, okay, it's going to generate an image which resembles like somebody, the Tilly Norwood and Brian Monroe's case, which is actually happening. Okay, yes or no, we actually don't know whether it's unauthorized data set or not. Okay, but there could be a possibility of somebody flagging it as unauthorized. Okay, let's ensure that the shadow AI doesn't exist within the organization to secure the organization and save them from the reputational damage. Technical debt, spending millions on island solution. Okay, they don't talk to each other in a silo. Okay, it's going to be a lot of problem. Okay, so the AI officer is going to coordinate all these applications. Okay, to make it speak together. Okay, it's to talk to each other so that he can get the best of both the world. Regulatory fines. Okay, so we have European Union AI Act taking a good shape from August of 2026. Even the high risk, we need to have a complaints check to be done. Okay, in that case, you definitely need somebody like a data protection for officer for a GDPR. Okay, you need to have an AI officer for European Union AI Act or SADA. Yeah, India is also coming up with an AI Act. Vietnam is coming up with it. Malaysians have started it. Okay, so they're also coming up with it. So all these countries, you need to have an AI officer to lead the organization. Okay, towards the betterment and upliftment with respect to the AI. Okay, so where does he sit in the hierarchy? The A officer should ideally be reporting to the CEO or even higher than that. Okay, especially with the regulatory compliance. European Union AI Act, if you are part of the Europe, okay, you have an AI officer, CEO or beyond that. Anything less than that will dilute the power of the AI officer. Okay. And artificial intelligence management system 42001 naturally assumes AI officer heads AI division. Like, for ISO 27001, it's a CISO. 27701, okay, is a DPO. For 42001, it's going to be the AI officer. Okay. Executive summary to the board. Okay, I'm going to share this thing to you. You can go through it. To remain competitive, we must move beyond using an AI, okay, to being an AI first organization. Many other countries have taken this step. UK has taken this step as an AI first as a strategy. The CIO provides a centralized vision necessary to manage the extreme risk of AI, okay, which is poisoning, bias, leakage. Okay, in fact, you have Google Secure AI Framework, OWASP Top 10, LLM vulnerability, MN vulnerability, non-human identity vulnerability, NIST, okay, adversarial machine learning. We can go through all that, okay, to understand. Even if CIO is not competent enough to understand that, he will be supported by the chief AI officer, AI security officer. Okay, while capturing the extreme rewards of 24 plus autonomous operations, it's no longer a question of if we need this role, but how much we lose every month if we remain without it. So if you're not going to hire a CIO, you'll lose a lot. Okay, to save the money, you need to hire a CIO. Join us for certified chief AI officer. Okay, strategic role. Okay, so it's wonderful. We support you with the documentation toolkit, which is going to help you, okay, in your role as an chief AI officer. The Subramaniam Shankaran, mail me on training at ieee.org.uk if you want to join us for this particular training. Cheers, bye bye.